Guys, time to get keen.
Time to get keen. Topic of today's video is
The pros and cons of the blue pill, which we're going to go into.
for all
Pros?
Yeah, there's not many, but we're gonna get into them.
Alright. This is for all the blue pill brothers. Maybe they can wake up after watching this. And there's a little mini series we'll do where we talk about the pros and cons between red pill, blue pill, purple pill. But we're not even going to talk about black pill because, you know.
Black pill is not needed.
Yeah.
That's right.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, no one needs to be black pill.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
So the pros are, you're living in a fantasy world. Which is right.
Yeah.
If you're in that world, then it's like, you ever seen The Matrix where the dude's eating a steak? He's like, I want this to actually be a steak. Like, I want to believe I'm eating a steak.
Yeah, exactly.
So the theory is it's ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Which means you don't know the unknown, so then you're happy with not knowing.
Definitely.
So it's good for a little bit until ish hits the fan.
Yeah, you're peeking through a little small hole when you should be, you should have the whole view of the world. But you've only got a small snippet of the world.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the pros of the blue pill.
Oh, Jesus, a tough life, the blue pill, but hopefully the brothers can wake up.
The first negative of being blue pill is that you're too emotional. You react with emotion rather than logic. So when a girl, will say something to you and she'll criticize you in some way, shape or form, you'll react with emotion rather than logic. You won't sit there and analyze the situation and just stay calm and stay smooth and actually think before you speak. You speak too fast. You'd rather speak than listen, and then what happens is that when you speak without listening, you react with emotion rather than logic. So that's just going to leave you open for anything. Firstly, she's going to start losing respect for you. Then secondly, you're going to lose integrity as a man, and then you won't have any self-respect for yourself, because you realize that all your insecurities have just been opened up. Your can of worms have been opened, and you're pretty much fucked.
So they're more susceptible to failing shit tests, yeah?
Well, yeah, exactly. That leads into the second con, which is failing shit tests.
Yeah, which kind of ties in with the emotional thing, where if you don't know the game, you don't know the female nature, then you're more like you're gonna fail the shit test because you don't understand what the girls are doing.
Exactly.
Then you react emotionally, and that's not how obviously you react, because you're supposed to be the logical one.
What you believe is that whatever she's saying is true, whereas what she's saying is actually women always have two meanings in what they're saying. So when she's saying one thing, you're gullible, and you're just like, yeah, no worries, and then I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll listen to her, whatever she's saying is right, you'll believe her, you'll trust her, which means that you're failing those shit tests.
Yeah, because girls are kind of crazy. They'll say they want one thing and then they mean the other, and it's like next minute they'll spin it on you and reverse it.
Exactly.
So then you got to have you got to show the guidance there, and if you don't have the guidance because you're too busy getting emotional, then you're obviously going to fail the shit test, and you're not going to be the leader that she wants you to be.
Exactly. And then she can spin the spider's web any way she wants.
Yeah, manipulate it easier.
Yeah, exactly. You're just wrapped around her finger, you're emotional, and you believe anything she says. So that's pretty much the two, she's looking for those two things. If she's got those two things, then she's the puppeteer and you're the puppet, but you want to be the puppeteer.
Yeah. So. And another one that ties in with emotion is obviously the heartbreak that we'll go into. That pretty much turns a lot of dudes from the blue pill to the red pill. It's experiencing that heartbreak, and she cashes in her female hypergamy and cheats on you, or just leaves you because you're being too beta, or not beta, but failing shit test.
Yeah.
And all these things happen that you didn't know happen, like you lose your job and she leaves you, and it's like you're wondering, oh, I thought she liked me for me, but really female hypergamy comes into it.
Don't be watching all these movies thinking that that's like the way that it goes. That's the way that relationships should be. If you lose your job, she's going to lose respect for you, of course. She'll look straight away. But not straight away, maybe, but initially, she'll want to see how you react to it. If you lose your job, are you back out there grinding and getting another one? Or are you just becoming lazy and content with yourself?
Yeah, and you can't blame the girl for this, because this is a lot of blue pill guys probably will blame the girl, and then they'll go into red pill or even black pill.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's just like her female hypergamy, she's worrying about herself in the future and her kid, or whatever, because like procreation, and that's how female hypergamy is.
Yeah, and she'll see how she'll like analyze how you react to, you know, your job. If you start blaming your job, blaming your boss, blaming those external factors, that's not what she's looking for. She's looking for someone that's strong within himself, and that will go, okay, you know what, this happened because of this. I'm gonna focus and realign my goals and my direction, and go and get, you know, what I need to get. Don't need to talk about it too much. Don't talk about it at all. Just go and do it.
Yeah.
She's going to ask you all the time, what are you doing? But don't be, you know, yeah, just go get it.
And that is a real big negative. That's probably the highest level. Like the most negative is the heartbreak that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because that's like soul crushing almost. Like a lot of dudes might commit suicide because of it. Also, a negative that I was thinking of then is blue pill. You're going to get married and chase that route, but obviously the court systems are against men.
Yeah.
Which creates segregation between men and women. That's like. Those are in place, I think, based on sociology, where it helps with the segregation between, like, it's always like segregation between, like, you know, men versus women, gays versus straights, black versus whites. I'm not going to get too much into it, but that helps with the segregation between men and women, because now guys don't want to get married, especially red pill guys definitely not going to get married, but blue pill guys still get married because, like, they're copying whatever society says to do.
Yeah.
So, and then they leave heartbroken, financially, like, destroyed. All these things, and just because they're following the blue pill matrix.
Yes, society's constructs.
Which also ties in with the purpose, and how the blue pill alignment is, it's not going to keep you on your purpose as much as you would be on the red pill.
Yeah.
Because you don't know about female hypergamy, and you don't know about how you have to, you know.
There are a lot of blue pill people out there that do have purpose, that are grinding, that are copying society's constructs, which is, you know, provide for the female, give her everything that she wants, like work, attain money, attain status. They're all the things that you do need to do to keep a girl. But the point is, you do it for the wrong reasons. You do it all for her instead of actually developing yourself. And then when you don't develop yourself, you get to a point in your life where you've got everything that you need. You've got money, status. Maybe your looks have deteriorated. But the point is that you haven't focused on yourself and built yourself within. Then you have a breakdown midlife, and you think, well, what the fuck? What have I been doing my whole life? You know. Instead, you should have been grinding. If you had those, you know, if you were more red pilled and you had those red pill ideologies, you probably would have got to that point in your life, 45, 40, and then thought, okay, you know what? I'm feeling stronger than ever, and I've got these things that, you know, money, status, you know, and still got the looks.
Because those blue pill guys can do it, but it's not important as it is for the red pill guys, because they know.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as they fall off, then the girl can just leave. But the blue pill guys like, they can become content, and be like, I'll just work 9 to 5 and just stay doing this, and then
they get content. Right. Yeah. So the two main things that we want to summarize there is that you've got blue pilled people, guys that are, some of them are, you know, do have purpose, but a lot of them have scattered purpose. So they're inconsistent with what they do. So they'll go and do one job, then they won't like it, so then they'll go and do another one, and then they won't know then they won't stick to it, because internally they're not strong enough. They're not strong enough in the brain. They're not wired to go, you know, delve into the uncomfortable. They've been conditioned, like the women, to want to be comfortable. They're always seeking comfort, which is not what as men we shouldn't be seeking comfort. We should be seeking the uncomfortable, which is going to make you stronger. And then that's what's going to make you yearn for purpose. And the more you grind, the more you go into that uncomfortable territory, and you'll become better and stronger. So then you get to a point when you're older and you've been through so much grind that all you're used to is the uncomfortable.
And another negative is, this is not based on women though, this is just based on like life itself, or like the world. And if you don't understand the world and how it actually operates, then you're more inclined to just believe everything that's told to you.
Yeah.
Which pretty much, the reason why you want to be the best version of yourself and be like, as I say, alpha, is like, the definition would be always like being the best version of yourself, which is thinking for yourself, trying to figure things out, improving physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything. So you have to take whatever the media says and actually figure out what they're telling you. Yeah, because they lie all the time. So it's
read between the lines. Not everything you're told is always the truth. You've got to research it yourself. Yep. Don't believe everything that's, you know, told to you.
And this is important, because once you find out like how life operates and whatever, it's like you become elevated to the point where how could you even take people's criticism that seriously when they're still in the blue pill matrix?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like watching WWE wrestling or whatever, and then thinking it's actually real.
This is why we stress. This is why we stress to you about self-development and self-improvement. That it comes internally, and the stronger you get, you know, if you learn to not like look at other people's opinions and like, you know, you value them too much, then you're going to become stronger for it, because you need their opinions. But why are you going to take someone's opinion that's so, you know, intertwined with like the matrix, and they can't even like research things and take their own criticism and improve from that? Why are you taking their opinion?
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Yeah,
so
it's just going to hold you back, because they're scared of really elevating themselves to another level.
Yeah, definitely.
So why should they try and like drag you down? Because that's what they're going to do. So their criticism, if they're not actually like valid criticisms, and it's just like, oh, why are you doing that? Like, you know, why are you going to do something that's like kind of abstract?
Yeah.
And it's like,
we love the
why
abstract.
not? You know?
Yeah.
It's like people fearing death. If we didn't fear death and we actually embraced death, then we'd probably live a better life.
Yeah, exactly. Like watch your video on like, you know, if you had to pay for a day. That's pretty much summarizes what we're talking about here. Is that we need to all treasure being alive, and every day, every hour, you need to be, you know, your 24 hours in the day, you should have your you should have your schedule ready with your blocks written out. So you've got every minute of your day is full. So you're doing something. It might get tiring at first, but then at the end of the week, you go, I've accomplished so much in my, you know, that short period of time. In 7 days, you can do so much. In 5 days, you can do so much. In 24 hours period, you can do so much.
Yeah, because once you de-stress from the blue pill matrix, it's like you feel elevated to the point where it's like pretty much you can enjoy it and just like look at it as if it's a process where you're trying to get better, and then you're using your days to advance.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we had one pro there for blue pill, not too many, but a lot of negatives that you can actually learn from, and hopefully we've given you some self-improvement or tips, or things that you can, you know, think about and self-evaluate against. But yeah, just stay keen, because we're going to be shooting some more videos.
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned.
Subscribe, boy.